Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope you are all well. Welcome back to True Gunners TV. Big up yourselves, big up yourselves. I am a little bit late. I did keep putting the video back for anybody who has been waiting since 7 o'clock. But believe me, it is worth the wait because, of course, we are doing a match preview for the game tomorrow against Burnley. But before we get into that, I have a new segment that we are going to bring to all of you. And it is called What is Going On at the Arsenal Circus Today? Here we go. There we go. Bad day to be an Arsenal fan. If you're a real Arsenal fan, that is. News breaking earlier on this morning that Mikel Arteta is due to be offered a brand new 2-year contract before the end of the season as well. I mean, what a joke. What an absolute shambles this football club has become. I cannot believe that they are offering this guy a new contract. Or maybe I should believe it because this club has been finished for the last 5, 6, 7 years. How can they justify giving this guy a new contract? I'm sorry. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans who are still Mikel Arteta in will probably be wanking in a sock over this. Loving life. You know, they've probably thought it was Christmas come early. But this guy's not good enough. He's not good enough. How many times? Like, wake up, Arsenal fans. How can you justify giving a guy a brand new contract before the end of the season when he's finished 8th twice and won an FA Cup? Really? We've just been knocked out of both domestic trophies that we could have gone for this season. But you're telling me, Arsenal Football Club, that finishing 8th 2 seasons in a row and winning an FA Cup is now acceptable to receive an extension? Really? Mate, this club is finished. I'm telling you, this club is finished. I could understand it a little bit more if they waited till the end of the season and Arteta got top 4. Fine. You know, fine. He's got top 4. We're back in the Champions League. Maybe you could justify it a little bit more. But to do it before the end of the season? Like, top 4 is a given? You're mad. You are absolutely mad. And anybody who wants this to happen, yeah, I'll give you a couple of months. And you'll be screaming Arteta out. Because I don't think we're getting top 4 this season. I really don't. And I'm just waiting in the wing, ready for when this guy fails, because it is inevitable. It is inevitable. Next piece of news before we get into the Burnley preview. Granit Xhaka, the clown, Granit Xhaka, came out in an interview and tried to justify red cards, tried to justify why he's constantly serving suspension. And his quotes were, "I take risks. That's what happens. When it's a 50-50, I take risks." And then people would say to me, "But why do you take the risks?" My reply is, because that's who I am. And we offered this guy a new contract in the summer, believe it or not. Or should I say, the guy who we're about to give a 2-year extension offered this guy a new contract in the summer. He's not by any means saying, sorry, Arsenal fans, I need to learn from my mistakes. I need to stop myself from being sent off and costing the team points. I'm trying to learn from that. He just sits there and goes, it's who I am. It's who I am. A walking red card. That's what I am. Seen more reds than a tampon. That's what I am. But I guarantee you that when this guy comes back from suspension, Arteta will put him straight back in the team. It is infuriating. This player, Granit Xhaka, has threw the armband on the floor. He's told the fans to fuck off. He's constantly getting himself sent off. And he's still here. He still plays every single game that he is available. We are in the mud, Arsenal fans. We are in the mud. Accept it. Next piece of news. Has anybody seen this guy? Anybody? It's like trying to find Where's Wally. You know them old books, them old, little cartoon books that you used to get when you was a kid and you had to find Wally. It is like trying to find Where's Wally. Where is this guy? 22 days into a transfer window. How many players have Arsenal signed? Big fat 0. How many players have Arsenal let go out on loan? 4. We have a paper-thin squad and we have no players. Still, 22 days into a transfer window and we've not even so much as made a loan signing. And then I'm hearing today that we may well make our first signing. Matt Turner from the United States. And I'm like, okay, who's this guy? He's a fucking goalkeeper. And we need midfielders. We need a striker. And we're out here signing second choice goalkeepers. What is going on at this football club? Seriously, what is going on? Top 4 is all we've got to play for this season now. That is it. It is hanging in the balance. Manchester United just won today. They are now 4th. Tottenham are above us at the moment, with games in hand over us. West Ham are in there or thereabouts. We're 7th. 7th currently in the league. And yeah, we have games in hand. But it goes to show, and it did show last week, and the week before that, and the week before that, games in hand don't matter unless you pick up the 3 points. And Arsenal have an opportunity to capitalise on other teams' failures, and 9 times out of 10, we don't capitalise. So would I sit here and say to you lot that I'm confident that we can get top 4? Hell no. But yet, we're 22 days into a transfer window. We have not signed a single player. We're offering a manager who finished 8th 2 seasons in a row a new contract. Granit Xhaka is coming out doing interviews justifying as to why he gets sent off. It's mad. It is mad. It is mad. But that's the end of that segment. Arsenal, what is going on at the Arsenal circus today? There you go. There's the little piece of news. Let's move on. Of course, Arsenal take on Burnley tomorrow. 2:00 kickoff at the Emirates. As we all know, we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Liverpool, and we are no longer in with a chance of winning any form of trophy this season. So, top four, there is a chance, a very slim chance, but there is a chance. And that is all we've got to play for this season. And we have to now concentrate on what we are doing in the league. And this is going to be a big test. And a lot of Arsenal fans will probably sit there and laugh when I say that. But Burnley are a tough side to break down. We always struggle against Burnley, although our record against Burnley is very good. Of course, we remember the first fixture that we played against them at their ground this season, a 1-0 victory. Hardly, we hardly took them apart or anything like that. It was a 1-0 scrape. And it was a Martin Odegaard wonder free kick that secured us the 3 points on that day. So don't you dare, Arsenal fans, think that this game is going to be cut and dry, straight away, 3 points. Yes, Burnley are struggling at the bottom of the Premier League. But this is going to be a tough game. And we don't pick up 3 points in this game. Sorry, season's over. And all them fans that are sitting there jizzing over Mikel Arteta and his new contract and, let's have a wank in the sock. You'll all be looking like idiots. And I can't wait. So, there we go. Like I said, let's just take a quick look at the Premier League table. Manchester City, I think it's inevitable. They're going to be champions this season. Liverpool and Chelsea, not too far behind. They are quite far behind now. I don't expect that to change at any point. Chelsea, look at them. 23 games played. They've played 3 more games than us and are only 9 points above us. So there is a chance that Chelsea could get dragged into this top 4 race as well. However, I do think they're just too strong, too much of a strong team. And I do think they will end up finishing in 3rd place. Manchester United went 4th today. 22 games played. They got 1 game in hand over Chelsea and West Ham on 38 points. And they have been absolutely awful this season. Awful. But they're above us. So what are you saying, Arsenal fans? They're above us. West Ham, 23 games played, 37 points. They're having an absolutely exceptional season for their standards. Tottenham, 19 games played, 36 points. They have a game in hand over us. And they're already above us. And then you got Arsenal in 7th. 20 games played, 35 points. Wolves, only a point behind us in 8th. So all this talk about top 4, we can do it. I'm not denying that. We can do it. But it's not cut and dry. Arsenal are going to get top 4. That's it. There are 4 teams, maybe even 5 in that race for that spot. Manchester United have undoubted quality individually. And if they can get it right with their new manager and their system, we could be in trouble for that top 4 spot. Tottenham, they're not that great. I don't think their squad's that great, but they have a world-class manager. We have a lot of young talent within our team, but we have a manager who is incompetent. And that's just it. So, 3 points tomorrow or it's bust. It really, really is. And Sean Dyche will set Burnley up to be tough to break down, and we'll have to break them down. And we have problems. Midfield. Of course, we know about Granit Xhaka's suspension, but Thomas Partey as well, getting himself sent off stupidly against Liverpool the other night. So that leaves us with Sambi, Lokonga, maybe Charlie Patino, or Martin Odegaard. And that midfield is not strong enough to get Arsenal into the top four. Another area of the pitch where we are really lacking is striker. Lacazette don't score goals. Everybody loves Lacazette because, he holds the ball up so well. He brings other people into play. Blah, 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 blah. You're a striker, mate. You need to score goals. Aubameyang, he's not the greatest striker in the world. He doesn't hold the ball up very well and bring others into play. But the guy scores goals. And it doesn't look like he's coming back into the team anytime soon. So we're fucked. And if you actually go back and look at this season as well, the majority of goals that have been scored from our midfield. Saka's been chipping in with goals. Martinelli's been chipping in with goals. Smith Rowe, even Odegaard, been saving our arses. And we haven't noticed so much about the lack of goals coming from the striker's position. But if goals dry up in the midfield, we're fucked. We are fucked. Seriously. And that is another area of the pitch we need to fix right now if we're to have any chance of getting in to the top four. But he's missing. He's missing. Nobody can find this guy. He's probably out on his jet ski. Who knows? Maybe he's sharing a bunk with DT. But he's not getting players in for Arsenal, is he? So this is a big game. I don't care what anybody says. This is a big, big game. And this game right here will show whether Arsenal have got the bottle to stay in the top four race. And the last and final thing that I'm going to say before we move into the comment section, big up yourselves. Make sure you're smashing a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Score prediction for tomorrow. As I said, huge game. We need 3 points. Will we get the 3 points? Depends what Arsenal turns up, doesn't it? I think Burnley will be very hard to break down, but I do think we will get the win. Just about by the skin of our teeth. Burnley have sold Chris Wood. He's gone to Newcastle. They do still have other threats, Ashley Barnes being one of them. But I also hear that they're struggling for players at the moment because they haven't played since they last played in the FA Cup. And players that have come back will be struggling for fitness. They've got a lot of players out injured. They had a few players with COVID as well. So this is a great opportunity for Arsenal to, I suppose, stamp their name in the top 4 race. It's a great opportunity for us to keep the good form in the league going. And if we're to finish in the top 4, we need to be picking up 3 points in these games. We've got Spurs in April. That is going to be a huge game. Who's going to be the team that's going to drop first? Who knows? But as I said, pressure is on. We need to win this game. I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Arsenal. I do think it will be tough. And I don't think we're going to see the first goal until the second half. And then the second goal will come a bit late on, I think, because Burnley, they will be a tough team to break down. But let's be honest, they haven't won a game this season. Or if they have, they've only won a few. Like I say, they're at the bottom of the Premier League. Let's just have a look at that real quick. They've won one game. One game all season. That is horrendous. Horrendous form for Burnley. So, yeah, we need to pick up these 3 points. And if we don't, we're in trouble. Major trouble. And the season could be over. And Edu, Arteta, Vinay, Josh Kroenke, get your fucking fingers out your asses. We need players. What is the hold-up? Seriously. Remember this?
Be excited.
Be excited. We're not excited. We're nervous. We're nervous. Anyway, I'm going to get into a few of your comments. Big up everybody who's watching. Who we got in here? Sentiment. Arteta out. Big up Sentiment. He says Apple Crumble FC. There we go. Look. We see it all the time. Arsenal capitulate when they need to pick up 3 points. I really hope they do not give him a new contract, Kieran says. Big up yourself, Kieran. Thanks for tuning in. Rewarding failure and mediocrity. There you go. Rewarding failure. You know, you couldn't have put it any better, Sentiment. That is exactly what that is. Rewarding failure. Bullshit. Big up yourself, Static. How are we doing? And he says, yes, it is a bad day, man. It is a bad day. When are we going to have good days as Arsenal fans? You know, how many more times do we have to keep getting bad news? I'm seeing again today that Vlahovic's agent wants an extortionate amount of money for him to even consider trying to convince his player to join Arsenal. Why are we still chasing this guy? There's 8-9 days left in the transfer window. Move on. Seriously, move on. If you can't get him, move on. Pep's cone man can go to Man City if they want him. There you go. Look, that's another thing that I didn't bring up with this whole contract situation. Apparently, we're offering him a new contract because we're afraid that when Pep finally leaves Manchester City, his contract runs out next year or the year after, I believe, that they're going to be looking to tap up Mikel Arteta for the job. Have him. Seriously, have him. That is the only time that he will actually do anything as a manager. Because how can you fail at Manchester City when you've got the best players in world football, the best team in world football? But I guarantee you that this guy would. He would, because he's shit. Edu is suckling at the teat of Kia Drabkin and Rao on the yacht. Wouldn't surprise me. Brandon Sock, haha. Big up Brandon, says Sentiment. The Macronicle. Big up yourself. I've seen you here before, the Macronicle. Nice to see you're back again. The day Arteta signs a new deal is pretty much the day I join Man City on loan. An indefinite loan at that. Lee Gunner, you got company, lol. Yeah, an indefinite loan. Exactly. This club's finished, mate. It is finished. I mean, the love for the football club will never die. You pick your football club from a young age and you fall in love with that football club, and it is impossible to, change your football club. The love for the club will never die, but the football club is dying. It is dying out. Mediocrity being rewarded. Players coming out justifying being sent off. It's mad. It's mad. Honestly, I don't know how some of the ex-Arsenal players, the invincible players in particular, can sit here and accept that. Back in their day, if somebody was constantly getting sent off and constantly costing the team points, it'd be fucking banished. Do you think any of these would look up to Mikel Arteta and listen to what shit he spouts? No. Do you think any of them would say, "Oh, do you know what? Give him a new contract. He finished 8th 2 seasons in a row." No. Do you think any of them would even be bothered about getting top 4? No, because if they're not winning the league title, it's not a success. And that's the difference in attitude between the top clubs now and the likes of Arsenal. We are not a top team anymore. We might as well just sit here right now and say, look, we're a mid-table team. Because that's what they're saying. Mid-table is acceptable enough to receive a contract extension. Unbelievable. Really, really, really is. Kieran again says, I never wanted him in the first place. Neither did I, bro. Neither did I. I was not happy when he came in, but I was willing to give him a chance. And within the first 6 months, chance blown. I could already see holes in his management skills. And then from then on, you don't go back unless the guy proves you wrong, unless the guy consistently proves you wrong. None of this, the odd win here, the odd win there. Arsenal won 3 games in a row. Are you Arteta in yet? No. I'm not Arteta in until we're one of the best teams in world football again. Simple as. Brandon, I guarantee that if Arsenal were relegated, he'd still get a new contract. This football club, I know, it's mad. Jess on the Football Terrace says we are overreacting and being knocked out of 2 cups, especially by a weakened Liverpool team playing Morton and Gordon in the midfield. No Salah and Mane. Yeah, weak mentality is what I'd say to that. And look, I have nothing against Jess at all, but it's an example of an Arsenal fan who doesn't have a winning mentality. That's just all I'm going to say on that. Overreacting because we're out of 2 cup competitions, the only 2 cup competitions that we're in. Yeah, not overreacting at all. Trophies are important. If you're to call yourself one of the biggest clubs in world football, one of the biggest clubs in England, you have to be competing for trophies every single season, no matter what competition that is, no matter who your manager is, no matter who your players are. But we, like I said, we're a mid-table team now. We should have signed Neves. I would have took Neves in a heartbeat. I don't know why we're fanning about with this whole Artur thing. Go and get Souček from West Ham. Go and get him. Big, strong, athletic. Perfect for our midfield. Ruben Neves is another player. Douglas Luiz is another player. Yves Bissouma is another player. Why are we looking at going and signing players that, okay, he was good at Barcelona, but he struggled He struggled like fuck in Serie A, and Serie A is a completely different, like worse league than the Premier League. And we want to buy this guy. You mad? It's all good in the hood being embarrassed. Clowntown FC. There you go. Clowntown FC. Rohit, I think I said that right. Big up yourselves. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. I don't think I've seen you here before. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button. But yeah, big up yourselves. Big up yourself, mate. Pray for Arsenal, says Static. Kieran says, is it me or Xhaka think he's bigger than the club? Yes. This guy thinks he's bigger than the club. And I'll tell you what, him and Mikel Arteta have in common. And that's probably why they get on so well. They're both arrogant bastards. They both think they're better than what they actually are. You know? Mikel Arteta thought he was probably one of the best midfielders in the world at one point. And he never, ever was. And then you've got Granit Xhaka, who thinks along the same lines. So it's not a surprise to me that these two get on so well. They're both arrogant bastards. Xhaka had less red cards at FC Basel and Mönchengladbach. He's a pathological liar. There you go. Pathological liar. I agree with you. He did have a lot of red cards at Mönchengladbach though as well. So yeah. I won't be surprised if we lose to Burnley or draw. I said exactly the same thing on the terrace. I would not be surprised if we didn't get the 3 points in this game. I'm not confident. Not at all. Arteta's been offered a contract. Oh, well, hopefully we'll win the league before I die, even if you're already dead, lol. True. Arteta has been offered a new contract. Maybe the club are looking at him as being the new Arsene Wenger. Let's keep him for 30 plus years. Well, if that's the case, get ready for more mediocrity. Simple as. It will be a real hard game tomorrow. Trust me. There you go. Afsar agrees as well. Why does that table say live when Southampton Man City game's already finished? It's because when I took a screenshot of it, the game was being played live, and at that time Southampton was winning. I know that Man City just drew against Southampton. Shock result, really, because City had been blowing everybody away. But let's be honest, they know the league title was in the bag anyway. You do remember what the positive delusionals was saying, points on the board is better than games in hand. Yeah, and now they'll change the narrative and they'll say, games in hand is better than having points on the board. Guarantee you, they will change the narrative. They always do. Jaminio in the chat, big up. Taib says, Brandon, Arteta being offered a new deal is beyond the joke. I'm fuming. There you go, look, see? Not the only Arsenal fan that's fuming. Not the only Arsenal fan. Big up Taib. Jaminho says, Callum Chambers and Charlie Patino as a midfield duo. I hope not. I really hope not. Laka this season has scored 3 goals and he's played most games. Disgraceful. Need a proper striker like Osimhen. Yeah. Tony or Antonio. Ooh. 3 underrated strikers who would get into our team currently. I agree they would all get into our team currently. I like Ollie Watkins. I don't know why. I just do. I like Ollie Watkins. Ivan Toney, yeah, he's a good shout. Osimhen, yeah, good shout again. But let's be honest, we just need to move on from this Dusan Vlahovic because he's wasting our time. Is Xhaka going to play? Also, big up to you, Brandon. No, he shouldn't be playing. He is suspended, I believe. No doubt they'll find a way to get him on the pitch if they can. It's pathetic that there's 8 days in the window to go. The striker position and midfield are the weakest positions, and yet we've only signed one left back. We signed one left back. Who did we sign then? Pepe and Alba have been our top scorers. Now they are banished from the team because of Arteta. He can only blame himself and not like his football is attacking. Sit back, FC. Yeah, it's true. Pepe and Alba. And another thing I don't get from Arsenal fans as well, how quickly they've turned on Aubameyang. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody has forgotten about Aubameyang. Everybody. There's so many fans that have turned on Aubameyang. Oh, I don't want to see him play for this football club ever again. And I'm thinking, are you mad? This guy saved our asses for 3 seasons running with his goals. And at the beginning of the season, he was bagging goals. At the beginning of the season, he looked up for it. And yeah, something has changed since then. But are you mad? We've got one of the most prolific strikers in world football. And you lot are going, nah, don't want him. Don't want him. Dash him out. Oh, he was late for training or whatever it was. Arteta, we love you. Unbelievable. It really is. Get out of here, Monty. Who's Monty? What's all that? What is all that, Monty? Jaminho says 2-0 Arsenal. I'm predicting with Martinelli and Tomiyasu to score the goals. Tomiyasu to score a goal. Are you mad? I bet you're just putting that because of what I said about Tomiyasu. And look, I don't care. I've had a lot of backlash because of that. A lot of backlash. But I'm doubling down on my claim. And do you know what? I was thinking about it earlier as well. He's not the Japanese Hector Bellerin because the two players are not that similar. So I'm going to say this one instead, and a lot of people are going to hate it even more. He's the Japanese Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He is. He is. They have similar attributes. They play in a similar way. Yeah? The only difference being between the two is Tomiyasu, his heading clearances and his ability in the air is exceptional. I'm not taking that away from him. But his one-on-ones, his 1v1s are... yeah. And then you got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who can't head a ball to save his fucking life, but his 1v1s is pretty good. Neither of them get over the halfway line. So there you go. Japanese Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That is what Tomiyasu is. And Arsenal fans will see that in a few years' time. Guarantee you. Tottenham have 4 games in hand, 4 free hits, 4 bites at the cherry. Yeah, 4 bites at the cherry. I'm not excited, I can assure you. There you go. I'm scared of Burnley. Burnley can score from free kicks and corners easily, and they defend. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Set pieces. We've got to watch out for set pieces with Burnley. They have a tall team. You see, as the other night, we struggled against Liverpool with set pieces. When Pep is leaving Man City at the same time Arteta leaves, why can't we get Pep instead of keeping Arteta? I'd love that. I would love that, but it ain't going to happen because we're not an ambitious enough club to get Pep Guardiola. We'd rather just sit and reward managers for finishing in 8th place, mate. That is just Arsenal these days. Brandon, I was okay until Arsenal ruined my weekend, and they haven't even played yet. As for Josh, his message to all Arsenal fans, I would say, buy merchandise. What a total fraud he is. Exactly. I've loved Arsenal since I first started watching football. All my friends are the same. Mostly Liverpool and United fans, except one guy who supports a new club every day. McChronicle. You got company. Hey, Cronky, well, you got company now. What's all that about there? We should never have appointed Arteta in the first place. We should have appointed Ancelotti. He was clearly another cheap option because the board have no ambition. Nail on the head there. Nail on the head. Matthews in the chat. Teams caught on to Abba. Yeah, I agree. Teams have figured Aubameyang out, and I also think that he's lost a yard of pace. But I can guarantee you right now that if that chance that fell to Lacazette the other night had a fell to Aubameyang instead, it's in the back of the net. It's in the back of the net. Nobody can deny that. Aubameyang's finishing is top class. I personally think there's more to this than what is being let on. I do think Aubameyang struggles with his timekeeping, and I do think he should have been stripped of the captaincy because of it. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be a captain, you have to show your professionalism, and he wasn't doing that. So that's fair. But I do think that there might be some stipulations in his contract, you know. I do think that Arsenal promised him more than what they're giving him. And he's probably just pissed off with it, mate. He's pissed off with looking at a manager and thinking, yeah, but what have you ever done in your career? How can you sit here and tell me where I should be and, you know, how to score goals when you was like bang average when you was a player? Do you know what I mean? What credentials do you have to tell me? So there you go. That's what I think. If Xhaka was late for training, Arteta would give him game time to make up for lost time in training. I agree with you 100%. You know, we see the inconsistencies. We know who Mikel Arteta's favourites are. Another example would be Granit Xhaka gets sent off, doesn't apologise to the fans. The next time that he's available, he's straight back in the team. But when Pepe got sent off for doing exactly the same thing that Xhaka did against Leeds, he had to apologise to the team, and Mikel Arteta absolutely ridiculed him. No consistency in your management, mate. You have your favourites, and that is a big problem. You cannot have favourites. You just have to get on, do the best job you can, and play the best players that are in form at the time. What justifies Aubameyang and Pepe not even getting into the team, not even getting any game time, you know? Fair enough if you're going to put them on the bench. Aubameyang didn't even get on the bench the other night. We had a load of kids on there. Fair enough if you're going to put Pepe on the bench. But if the game's not going well, or Saka needs a rest, and he does need a rest, we see that the other night, why not play Pepe? Why not play Aubameyang? As somebody in the chat already pointed out earlier, there are like it or not, there are top 2 goal scorers at the club. Madness, absolute madness. But there we go, guys. That is the preview to tomorrow's game. Hopefully we can get the 3 points. Hopefully we can... we got Gooners. 11 Raps says, I always see these delusional fans on Instagram talking about how points on the board is better than games in hand. If at the end of the season we lose top 4 because of it, what will people say? Prats, exactly. Not to mention Arteta begging Xhaka to stay after throwing the captain armband on the floor. Exactly. There you go. But yeah, there we go. That is the preview to Arsenal versus Burnley tomorrow. Make sure you are slapping them likes. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are not already. Hopefully, Arsenal can get the 3 points, and hopefully we can make the top 4. Edu, Sign some fucking players, bruv. This is not good enough. Peace, guys. I'm out.